Hello everyone, this is Chloe of Thistle and Verse, and today I'm excited to be doing another cover reveal. This time it is for an adult sapphic paranormal romance, The Fall That Saved Us by Tamara Jarrett. I'm so excited to be working with Tamara again. I had them on my channel for an interview a while back. I love their writing. It's so poignant. There's such a mix of like tenderness and sadness and just beautiful words. They're an author I can't recommend enough. And so when they reached out saying that they had a novel in the works and that they would like to do a cover reveal, I was overjoyed. So without further ado, here is the cover for The Fall That Saved Us. So, in The Fall That Saved Us, Nephilim, humans with direct lines to the angels, are natural demon hunters. All Nephilim, it seems, except Cassiel. The weakest among a family touched by archangels, she's abandoned her angelic inheritance for a mundane life as a bookseller. But even in the noise of the city, she remains burdened by the strict tenets of her old life. And recently, something far more sinister haunts her. Avitue is a succubus out for revenge, though she has little say in the matter. As part of the greater demon's plan to ruin Cassiel's family for slaying a Duke of Hell, Avitue has been sent to claim a particular Nephilim soul, one she's told will pose little challenge. It should be an easy seduction, quick, fatal. But Avitue is surprised to find her own pain reflected in Cassiel, a Nephilim deemed fallen by her own family standards. By choosing trust, they reveal the lies that bind them, but as unwilling participants in an eternal war, trusting each other is the most dangerous thing they can do. So this title will be available for purchase on September 5th of this year. I'm going to put the pre-order link in the description box below. The cover illustration was done by Sid Mills. Sid Mills is a freelance illustrator with a love for fantasy, detailing, and intense colors. In their free time, they binge read poetry, go for long walks, and curate a large collection of art. The cover design is by Faye Lane. Faye Lane is a self-described friendly neighborhood book cover witch. A lifelong visual artist, she began designing covers in 2017 and has since built a business as part of the flourishing writing community through working with dozens of indie authors and small presses. Utilizing vibrant design, strong typography, and striking symbolism, she loves working with her clients to bring their books to life. In her free time, she's a bookworm, errant scribbler of doodles, and servant to a clamorous clouder of cats. And now for the author themselves. Tamara Jarrett, they, them, is a graduate of the Purdue University MFA program and the Odyssey Writing Workshop. Their short stories have appeared in the Shirley Jackson award-winning anthologies Unfettered Hexes, Queer Tales of Insatiable Darkness, and Press for Charlotteston Bardot's travel anthology. Their poem, Goddess in Forced Repose, in Uncanny Magazine, was nominated for the inaugural Ignite Award. They've worked as an indie bookseller and a writer in the video games industry. The Fall That Saved Us is their debut novel. So I also have a clip from Tamara talking about what the book means to them and the origins of their main character, Cassiel. I will play that now.
It's cover reveal day. Thank you so much for your interest in my debut novel, The Fall That Saved Us. It means a lot to me as a debut indie author. This is the story of my heart. So, thank you, Chloe, for inviting me back on the channel. And of course, I have to give a huge thanks to the people who made this cover. So Sid Mills, my illustrator, absolutely, like I couldn't have imagined a better cover for my debut. When I pitched the idea of a black lesbian version of the creation of Adam, and they just ran with it. And then my cover designer, Faye Lane, who did the typography, and I just love all of it. So thank y'all so much for that. My main character, Cassiel, is the angelic protagonist of the story. So like everything I write, um, the when I looked back at it as a whole, the themes kind of came together. But at the beginning, my idea for Cassiel was, I'm always really intrigued by, these really badass warrior characters in fantasy who are literally slaying and throwing out a quippy one-liner, you know? And I was like, what if I read a character who's the opposite of that? Mostly because as much as I love those characters, I was like, that could never be me. I'm so anxious at the best of times. I could not fight monsters on the regular. So I kind of wanted to write this warrior character who wasn't much of a warrior, who gave up the destined path, and has a lot of shame and trauma and baggage because of that. Eventually, as I wrote, that idea evolved. That high level idea of her is still in the present, but I feel like it became more about the struggle to accept yourself, to accept your desire as a queer person, especially if you were raised in a conservative religious environment, and all of the work that it takes to confront the past, to reclaim your body, to reclaim your happiness, your desire, and all of that, and how difficult that journey is, I think, is became the heart of the book. And so, those first few chapters, the love interest, Avitu, she's um, this succubus who's, just like haunting Cassiel's bookstore. Um, and at the beginning, before Avitu really becomes her own character, she's very much a symbol for when, you're going through that processing, personal awakening, acknowledging your desire for the first time, and how hard that can be. So I think Avitu's character is really just like symbolic of this like push pull of, running towards the future that you actually want while simultaneously pulling back that constant tension. I feel like, healing journeys are never just like a straight line and then you're there and you're all good and everything's happy. So Cassiel's character and her journey is very much representing that particular struggle. So thank you so much for letting me ramble about my book and my characters a little bit. It is wild that after, 2 years of working on this book, that finally in September, I will get to finally share this story with readers. I'm so excited and it feels a little bit unreal. So thank you so much for being here today, for your support, for your interest in The Fall That Saved Us.